Okay, let's take stock of where we've got to so far. We've got our index file, which we now have linked to Bootstrap so that we can get this nice menu and sort of styles on our form and in our headings. We've got populate, which sends information to the database. So every time we make a comment and press post, it comes to populate, and then those details are added to the database. Then we've got a file called view, which the only purpose of view is when we press the view menu here, it will display the details on the screen. Not very satisfactory at the moment, so if we go to view on here, we can see it works, but it's not brilliant. It's not very appealing, and we need to style this up a little better, which is where we're going to go to shortly. And finally, we've got the clear. So this resets your database back to an empty database. So that's the files we've got so far. And actually, I want to create one more file. So I'm going to choose File and New. And I'm going to save it as config for configuration.php. And really what's happening is, if you look in populate, I've got these lines here, which are exactly the same lines that appear in view here, which are exactly the same lines that appear in clear here. So really what I want to do is just have these lines in one file. I'm going to tidy things up. I'm going to have these lines in one file and just link my main pages to them. So we kind of did this with Jabberwocky and everything else like that. We went so far with our files and then we tidied them up, and that's all I'm doing now. So I'm going to copy these. So let me show you what I'm copying. Right from server name, username, password, DB name, the connection, check if the connection's there, and if it isn't, die. That means kill the page. Nothing sinister there. So it just kills the page and goes back to normal. So I'm going to copy these lines and I'm going to paste them into my config file, but not on the first line. Give it a blank line and then paste your files in there. Now you might notice they're all black. That's because this is a PHP file and I need to give it the PHP start tag and the PHP end tag. So having done that, notice we've got all our colour back and I can save it. Now going back to clear.php, instead of having all of these lines, I just need one. And the line that I need instead of all of these, so I'm going to delete all of those lines. I'm going to type include as my first line, and then config.php, PHP. Okay, inside speech marks, and that's it. So that is asking for all the information that's in this file to be placed at this position, and we're going to do that with view as well. Now view is a little bit further down, so I'm going to delete all of that and I'm going to type include in speech marks config.php. Let's check whether it's fine. And finally in populate, exactly the same. I'm going to delete those lines and I'm going to type include speech marks config.php. Now that is a better way of doing it, particularly for the database, where we've got all of our important information, our passwords and everything else stored in one file. And if I need to update the database or change the password because it's been hacked or something else like that, I only need to come into one place, change it, and it will work in all of them. So now I've got all of these that are red at the top, which are all, don't need to do that one. All these are red at the top, meaning they haven't been saved, so I'm going to save them. A quick way of doing it would be File and Save All, and that will turn them all blue, save me having to do them one at a time. So that's tidying up and introducing a configuration file. We can do quite a bit with that configuration file a lot later.